From stories around the world to stories here at home, this is the National News Broadcast. A pleasant evening. I'm Delanjali Ananda.
Good evening, I'm Stefan Dialwis. Let's take a look at the main headlines for tonight. The VAT has been reduced to 8%. Many other types of taxes, including the apartment housing VAT, have been abolished. The telecommunications tax has been reduced by 25%. 35 state ministers and 3 deputy ministers were sworn in. The Speaker clarifies on the post of opposition leader. A request to re-investigate complaints against physician Shafi.
For those and other stories in detail on your top story. State ministers and deputy ministers of the new government were sworn in before the President, Gotabaya Rajapaksa, today. 35 state ministers and 3 deputy ministers have been appointed. The swearing-in ceremony has taken place at the Presidential Secretariat. Initially, the common swearing-in was read. Thereafter, placing of signatures on common swearing-in took place. Chamal Rajapaksa was sworn in before the President as the State Minister of Defence. Vasudeva Nanayakkara took oaths as State Minister of Water Supply. Gamini Lokugi was sworn in as the State Minister of Urban Development. Mahinda Yapa Bewardana is the State Minister of Irrigation and Rural Development. S.B. Disanayaka has taken oaths as the State Minister of Lands. W.D.J. Seneviratne was sworn in as the State Minister of Economic and Policy Development. Mahinda Samarasinghe is the State Minister of State Administration. C.B. Ratnayaka is the State Minister of Railway Services. The State Minister of Information is Lakshman Yapa Bewardana. Susantha Punchinelame took oaths as the State Minister of Small and Medium-Scale Entrepreneur Development. Anura Priyadarshana Yapa was sworn in as State Minister of Internal Trade and Consumer Affairs. Cecil Premachand is the State Minister of International Relations. Priyanka Jayaratne has taken oaths as the State Minister of Indigenous Medicine. Ranjit Singh Balapitiya is the State Minister of Educational Services. Mahindananda Alutkamage was sworn in as the State Minister of Power. The State Minister of Youth Affairs is Duminda Disanayaka. Rohita Apegunawardana is the State Minister of Energy. The Sirija Sekara was sworn in as the State Minister of Industries. Lasantha Alagiyawana is the State Minister of State Management. Kehelia Ramukwala was sworn in as the State Minister of Investment Promotion. Arundika Fernando took oaths as the State Minister of Tourism Promotion. Thilanga Sumitipala is the State Minister of Technology and Innovations. Mohan Priyadarshana De Silva was sworn in as the State Minister of Human Rights and Legal Reforms. The State Minister of Women's and Child Affairs is Vijita Berugoda. The Maha Valley Development State Minister is Roshan Ranasinghe. Janaka Vakumbura was sworn in as the State Minister of Export Agriculture. Vidura Vikramanayaka took oaths as the State Minister of Agriculture. Shehan Semasinghe was sworn in as the State Minister of Development Banks and Loans. Kanaka Herath took oaths as the State Minister of Ports Development. The State Minister of Transport Services Management is Dilum Amunugama. Lohan Ratwatta was sworn in as the State Minister of Highways Development. Wimalavira Disanayaka is the State Minister of Wildlife. Jayantha Samaravira took oaths as the State Minister of Environment. Sanat Nishanta Pereira is the State Minister of Fisheries. Taraka Balasurya was sworn in as the State Minister of Social Security. Thereafter, the 3 deputy ministers were sworn in before the president. The Deputy Minister of Community Empowerment and Estate Infrastructure Development is Nima Lansa. Kanchana Wijesekara took oaths as the Deputy Minister of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources Development. Indi Kanurudha was sworn in as the Deputy Minister of Public Administration, Home Affairs, Provincial Councils and Local Government.
President Gotabaya Rajapaksa says that the state and deputy ministerial portfolios are not a privilege but a responsibility entrusted upon those who have been appointed to such positions. The President, addressing the state and deputy ministers, said that they should commit themselves to make more efficient the state service. The President said that the portfolios handed over are not privileges but a responsibility. He further said that the state ministerial positions have been prepared based upon people's needs that they have experienced. The President further said that the railway service could be taken as an example in this regard. This is a tremendous need of the nation. Therefore, in order to make this service more efficient, a new state ministry has been created. Similarly, they have found out of the need to utilize indigenous medical services for the development of the tourism sector. As a result, a new state ministry has been established. The President has also requested every minister, every state minister, every deputy minister and every parliamentarian to consider as their responsibility to turn their ministries into more efficient institutions that serve the people.
ජනතාවට සේවය කරන්නට ඊටා ගනිමු කියන ඒ ප්‍රාර්ථනාවත් සමග හැම දිනකටම මම සුබ පතනවා. ස්තුතියි.
The government has decided to reduce the VAT to 8% from 15%. Several other types of taxes, including the tax imposed on charitable institutions, have been abolished. Another decision taken by the government today has been to reduce the telecommunication tax by 25%. Co-cabinet spokesman Minister Bandula Gunawardena have revealed the decisions at the media briefing to convey the cabinet decisions today. He further said that the decisions have been taken at the first cabinet meeting of the new government on the advice of the President and the Prime Minister. Co-cabinet spokesman Minister Bandula Gunawardena said that VAT is the indirect tax for which mainly the entire country is subjected. He further said that Gotabaya Rajapaksa in his election manifesto has clearly stated that VAT will be reduced to 8%. Accordingly, the total tax of 17%, including the 15% VAT and the 2% nation building tax, have been fully reviewed and reduced to 8% with effect from the 1st of December. It has also been decided to reduce the 14% from 28% of the income tax levied on the construction sector. Similarly, the apartment housing VAT has been fully abolished and all taxes on places of religious worship and sacred places have been fully removed. All taxes on revenue sent by expatriate Sri Lankan through engagement in other professions have also been fully exempted from income tax. The tax on telecommunication charges has also been reduced by 25%.
ආර්ථික සේවා ගාස්තු බැංකු හා මූල්‍ය ආයතන වලින් අය කරන හරබද්ද කොටස් වෙළඳපොළ මත අය කරන ප්‍රාග්ධන ලාභ බද්ද උපේන විට අය කරන ආදායම් බදු උපේන විට ගෙවීම් සඳහා වෙන ආදායම් බදු පොලි මත අය කරන විවිධ වර්ගයේ රැඳවුම් බදු ණය සේවා බදු කියන බදු වර්ග සියල්ල
ඉදිකිරීම් ක්ෂේත්‍රයේ වගේම සංචාරක ක්ෂේත්‍රයේ වගේම යනකුත් අංශ
Co-cabinet spokesman Minister Ramesh Patrana said that the government hopes to create a significant expansion in the construction field as well as in the tourism field. A similar progress is anticipated in the agriculture and plantation sectors as well. The minister further said that in the near future, importation of all the items which could be manufactured locally will be halted. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa has handed over letters of appointments to the secretaries of 20 new ministries at the President's office. Mrs. S.M. Mohammed has been appointed as the Secretary of the Ministry of Tourism and Aviation Services. R.W.R. Pemasiri is the Secretary of the Ministry of Roads and Highways. J.J. Ratnasiri has been appointed as the Secretary of the Ministry of Justice, Human Rights and Legal Reforms. Ravindra Heva Vitarana is the Secretary to the Ministry of Plantation Industries and Export Agriculture. J.A. Ranjit is the Secretary to the Ministry of Industries and Supplies Management. D.M.A.R.B. Disanaika has been appointed as the Secretary of the Ministry of Higher Education, Technology and Innovation. The new Secretary to the Ministry of Passenger Transportation Management is H.M. Gamini Seneviratna. W.A. Chulananda Pereira has been appointed as the Secretary of the Ministry of Information and Communication Technology. Mrs. Vasanta Pereira has been appointed as the Secretary of the Ministry of Power and Energy. MMPK Maya Dunne has been appointed as the Secretary of the Ministry of Ports and Shipping. S. Hettiarachi is the Secretary to the Ministry of Public Administration, Home Affairs, Provincial Councils and Local Government. The new Secretary of the Ministry of Foreign Relations is R.P. Arya Sinha. Mrs. A.S.M.S. Mahanama is the Secretary of the Ministry of Women's and Child Affairs and Social Security. Mrs. J.M.C. Jayanti Vijayatunga is the Secretary of the Ministry of Environment and Wildlife Resources. R.A.A.K. Ranavika has been appointed as the Secretary of the Ministry of Lands and Land Development. Secretary of the Ministry of Industrial Exports and Investment Promotions is M.P.D.U.K. Mapa Patirana. Mrs. R.M.I.K. Ratnayaka has been appointed as the Secretary of the Ministry of Fisheries and Aquatic Resources. Mrs. P.S.M. Charles is the Secretary of the Ministry of Health and Indigenous Medicine. N.B. Montiranatunga has been appointed as the Secretary of the Ministry of the Small and Medium-Scale Enterprises and Entrepreneur Development. Dr. Priyanth Bandhu Vikrama is the new Secretary of the Ministry of Urban Development, Water Supplies and Housing Facilities. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has presented letters of appointment to chairmen of district coordinating committees at the Presidential Secretariat today. The new district coordinating committee chairmen are Sarat Amunagama, Shandima Virakodi, Lakshman Vasanta Pereira, Tenuka Vidanagama, Piyal Nishanta, Niroshan Premaratna, Sumedha Jijasena, Sriyani Vijay Vikrama, Veerakumar Disanaika, Dushmanta Mitrapala, Dunesh Gankanda and Sudarshini Fernanda Pulle. Speaker Karu Jayasuriya says that leader of the United National Front is accepted as the leader of opposition in the parliament. Ranil Wickremesinghe holds leadership of the United National Front. Speaker Karu Jayasuriya, issuing a Twitter message, said that the relevant decisions has been taken honouring parliamentary traditions. He points out that this decision should not be violated. Speaker has also reiterated that prior to challenging this decision, the disputes within the party should be resolved by the party itself. Ranil Wickremesinghe, who is to be the opposition leader of the next parliament, had entered parliament for the first time in year 1977. He was appointed as the youngest cabinet minister of the J.R. Jayawardene government and held several ministerial posts. He was appointed to the leadership of the United National Party in 1994.
Parliamentarian Palitharange Bandara says that the UNP General Secretary Akhilaviraj Karyawasam has acted according to the law in proposing the name of the opposition leader to the Speaker. He made this remark at a media briefing in Colombo today. UNP parliamentarian Palitharange Bandara said that Akhilaviraj, as Party General Secretary, has fulfilled his responsibility according to the law. It is the duty of the Party Secretary General Secretary to inform who was appointed as the leader of the party. Opposition leader is Ranil Wickremesinghe. He further said that the Speaker has not told them of handing over a letter to the Speaker by a group of 40, including Ajit P. Pereira. The parliamentarian said that they were aware, however, of a meeting conducted according to the law. He added that Ranil and Karu Jayasuriya had attended the meeting, but Sajit Premadasa was absent. Environmentalist Venerable Pahiyangala Ananda Sagarathera says that reports pertaining to the handing over of land in the Vilpattu forest to a particular ethnic group through a gazette notification is totally false. The Venerable Thera says that this false statement has been made with the intention of fulfilling petty political objectives. The environmentalists were engaged in a special discussion with Minister S.M. Chandrasena at the ministry today. Thereafter, they have expressed their opinion to the media. Environmentalist Venerable Pahi Yangala Anandasagara Thera said that a story has once again cropped up regarding joining Wilpattu protected forest areas and handing them over to a group residing in these lands. He added that some social media spread the bogus news with the aim of putting the government into difficulty. The Thera further said that in the recent past, Rishad Baduddin had maintained a dictatorial rule over the Wilpattu forest. The Venerable Thera also said that when a meeting was conducted in Temple Trees to resolve the dispute according to their choice, they had expressed opposition to such a measure. He also said that on the 25th of last month, the Attorney General's Department has submitted to the Appeals Court a set of proposals to resolve the problem. Accordingly, it has been proposed to issue a gazette notification after leaving aside 1,500 permanent houses and 600 tin-sheeted roof houses. The Venerable Thera said that the attorney at law was against the proposal. He further said that they want to examine the case without government mediation and express hope of having a freed Wilpattu forest within the next 5 years. The annual Research Symposium 2019 of the Faculty of Arts in the University of Colombo was held today. The theme of the symposium was Humanities and Social Sciences, Reflections on Health and Well-being. The symposium was inaugurated this morning under the patronage of Vice-Chancellor of the University, Senior Professor Chandrika N. Vijayaratna. Many academics, lecturers, scholars attended the symposium. Over 30 abstracts were presented during the symposium. Icon Arts is an annual event of the calendar of the Arts Faculty, which provides platform to enhance research creativities among the academic staff. Senior Health Specialist of World Bank, Dr. Deepika Artigala, delivered the keynote address on the theme Reflections on Health and Well-being, People-Centric Healthcare Services.
I would like to state here that although I come from the field of STEMs and represent medicine and more of sciences as might be interpreted, I would like to say that we cannot function as separate systems. No doubt science and the search for truth is very vital, but the humanities aspect, particularly in terms of moral and ethical values, the quality of education, searching the truth through philosophical outlook, language skills, and it just goes on and on. The list goes on. Health and well-being clearly cannot be taken separately. And this is about the 5th symposium that I am visiting. And I must say that each one gives an added benefit. So it's more than additive when you look at the entire landscape of the University of Colombo. So we are truly blessed to have you. And I'm really looking forward to not just the abstract presentations or publications, but to take the recommendations further forward, because I believe that the university should play a major role in our societal outlook and functions from policy planning to implementation.
If we are ready to move from purely teaching-based university to research and innovative-based university, we need to focus on new areas of research which should lead to cutting-edge research and innovation. Madam Vice Chancellor, under your leadership, we must take bold decisions to invest more in research and innovation and encourage academics to engage in new research areas. I know you have been pushing our university into that direction. We as the Faculty of Arts are ready to constructively engage and support you to achieve your objectives, not only in the field of research, but also in the changes that you envisage in introducing new innovative teaching and learning environment in the university.
Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa has commenced duties as the Minister of Urban Development today. Several newly sworn-in state ministers have also commenced duties today. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa assumed duties at the ministry in Setsiripaya in Batramulla amidst the blessings of the Mahasangha. Gamini Laguge also commenced duties as State Minister of Urban Development at the same moment. Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa said that they cannot allow to waste the restricted extent of land in implementing the urban development and housing program. Therefore, the Prime Minister said that they have to implement their programs according to the town plan and not according to the needs of individuals. He added that some facts could not be changed.
ක්‍රියාත්මක කිරීම අපි කළ යුතුව තියෙනවා. එහෙම නැත්නම් එක එක පුද්ගලයාට එයාගේ වමනාව අනුව හෝ තාපලිගුගේ අවශ්‍යතාවය අනුව සෝන්ස් වෙනස් කරන්න එහෙම නැත්නම් වෙනත් අවස්ථා ලබා දෙන්න පුළුවන්කමක් නැහැ. ඒක ඉඩ දිය යුතු නැහැ කියලා විශ්වාස කරනවා.
The new State Minister of Lands and Lands Development, S.B. Disanayaka, has assumed duties at the ministry in Mihikata Madura in Battaramulla. Minister of Agriculture Chama Rajapaksa and State Minister Vidra Vikramanayaka have commenced duties at the ministry in Battaramulla. State Minister of Highways and Road Development Lohan Ratwatta, who was sworn in today, commenced duties in his ministry in Battaramulla. Vimalavira Disanayaka also commenced duties this afternoon as the State Minister of Wildlife Resources. The newly appointed Governor of the Central Province, Lalit U. Gamagi, commenced duties at the Governor's office in Kandy.
Charges were handed over in the accused on the Prageeth Eknaligoda abduction case today. Thereafter, the suspects were released on bail. Charge sheet against the accused have been filed by the Attorney General. The case is being examined by a 3-member panel of judges of the High Court. The judiciary has banned foreign travel for the accused and ordered them to surrender to the courts of their foreign passports. Further hearings of the case have been postponed till the 18th of December. The case pertaining to the appeal submitted by several accused, including Vas Gunawardena, stating that the manner in which the death penalty was imposed is against the law, was concluded today. Declaration of the verdict has been indefinitely postponed. The Colombo High Court has imposed a death sentence on 4 persons, including former DIG Vas Gunawardena and his son Ravindu Gunawardena, on charges of abducting and killing of millionaire businessman Mohammed Shian in Bamblapitiya in the year 2013. A case filed by the Police Financial Crime Division on a property owned by Yoshida Rajapaksa was taken up for hearing before Mount Lavinia Chief Magistrate Mohammed Mihal today. Officials of the Financial Crimes Division said on this occasion that instructions of the Attorney General is needed in order to proceed with the case. The case is to be convened on the 25th of March. Yoshida Rajapaksa said that he has appeared before the courts every time he was asked to do so. He added that he was confident in the judiciary and hoped of the ability to prove his innocence without delay.
A complaint has been lodged at the Commission inquiring charges on bribery or corruption regarding the country of being deprived of the revenue of 3,360 million rupees due to the constructions by the government of good governance in the profitable electricity project named LNG. It was submitted by the Association of the Electricity Consumers. The complaints say that Ranil Wickremesinghe had temporarily halted the project by going against the law when the relevant company was engaged in the development project in year 2016. The association said that the government was deprived of a sum of 3,360 million rupees of tax money of the people for not complying with LNG power project by the year 2015. It further said that not only then Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe but also Ravi Karunanayaka, Malik Samaravikrama, Mangala Samaravira, Sagara Ratnayaka are Paskaralingam. The CID has sought evidence regarding a complaint of the government incurring a loss of 3.8 billion rupees due to the importation of drugs without standards for cancer patients. The complaint has been filed by Executive Director of the Buddhist Information Circle, Venerable Ambudagalle Yinananthera. President of the Nava Sihalaya Jatika Sangvidhanaya, Dean Priyasad, has also lodged a complaint to the Front Police Headquarters based on 20 charges including failing to implement law in fair manner.
The All Shares Price Index closed at 6,108.87 points, increased by 24.02 points, and the S&P SL20 Index closed at 3,021.24 points, also increased by 10.14 points at the end of trading in the Colombo Stock Exchange today. Turnover was 1,290 million rupees. Here is a summary of market details of the Colombo Stock Exchange today.
And before you wind up, a quick look at the weather forecast. Met Department says that northeast monsoon conditions are gradually establishing over the country. Therefore, prevailing showery conditions in the northern and eastern parts of the country is likely to enhance further, particularly from tonight. Cloudy skies can be expected over the island. Showers or thundershowers will occur at times in northern, eastern, north central and Uva provinces and Hambantota district. Showers or thundershowers will occur elsewhere after 1 p.m. Heavy showers about 100 to 150 millimeters are likely at some places in northern, eastern, Uva and north central provinces. Fairly heavy showers about 75 to 100 millimeters are likely at some places in Sabaragamu, western, central and southern provinces. Wind speed can be increased up to 50 kilometers per hour at times in central hilly areas, northern, north central, northwestern and southern provinces and in Trincomalee district. Misty conditions can be expected at some places in western and Sabaragamu provinces during the morning.
That's it for the news this evening. Have a good night.
Good night.